We're live.
And we're live, okay.
Well, we're here. We're saving room for some more guests that are on their way, but they're not here yet. But they'll be our surprise guests to introduce their part of the show.
Yes, so
welcome to be here.
You can tell we are out of practice at this. We have been cooped up in our homes with COVID-19, and
we're all right.
We've got the silly giggles going on. Okay, so we have Isaiah running the camera for us, and we are actually sitting in the interview room tonight for this because
it was too hard to get our living room clean.
A little bit cooler and a little bit quieter back here, and the living room wasn't clean. So anyway,
that's always something to do.
This room is actually a room in our house with the red couches that y'all see all the time, but because it's on the back side of the house, it's a little bit quieter, and so.
Oh, and I'm supposed to tell them what? You can tweet along during the show tonight at hashtag bringing up Bates. And that'll be,
and I am looking,
somebody will be able to react and interact with you along the way. I think Lawson and Nathan are tuned in somewhere. And is this our special guest?
Our
guests are here. Okay, these are our guests. And they're going to be a big part of the show tonight. You won't believe what has happened.
Sneak on in here. We saved room for y'all to sit down. We'll scoot over and try to get skinnier. Come on.
Can we fit everybody in here?
Fit in. So we were just about to tell what the show's about. So since they just got here in time, one of the things on tonight's show is we go to a book signing with Brandon because his book had just been released. Hold up your book.
Did you bring
a copy with you?
This book.
It's a copy of the book right here.
Tell us a little bit. Tell us your vision. Tell us how it came about. Just tell us a little bit about it or about that book signing.
Okay. Well, I always loved stories from the medieval time period, and so Michael had the idea one day while we were driving, asked if I could write a kid's book, and so we decided we'd give it a try, and since I like the medieval time period, we went for that. So this is a story about a boy whose father is a knight. And,
you've got to read the story.
It's got different illustrations in here. It was a really fun.
Did you illustrate the book yourself?
I did.
The man wrote the book and illustrated it.
Turn it around and see.
You got to see some of this stuff in here. Look here. Oh, I don't know how this is coming across.
So Brandon is like like the absolute probably best artist I've ever seen in my life. Not trying to flatter him. He is my son-in-law.
Yes,
but
he's very good.
I want to say I was so excited the other day. I was so excited the other day because we were talking to Judson and Judson said, "Mom, do you know what I want to be when I grow up?" And I said, "What?" He said, "I want to be an artist like Brandon." So Brandon just gave him his first art lesson the other day, and Judson came home showing me the picture of his eagle. He was so excited. And I mean, this doesn't look like an eagle that, a little kid would draw. Then he showed me Brandon's eagle.
Judson did good.
He did a very good job.
I know. I'm going to be glancing at my phone all through this so that y'all can send in questions. But I know without looking, one question that is always asked on the Instagram is, what age is the book intended for?
The book, it's kind of a tricky question. It's written at a middle school age reading level, but you don't actually have to know how to read to enjoy the book. We've had people down to 4 years old. If you're going to read it aloud to them, young kids can enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
you'll be on the edge of your seat, and you'll wonder, it's the very end, and where's the next one? And I got news for you. The second book to this, is that right?
Yeah.
Went to the editor today. So
that's another question is there going to be a sequel?
Oh, there's more.
Okay, it's actually going to be a trilogy. So there's going to be 3 books when we're all done.
Fancy word, trilogy. Okay, so about the part about age, I will say this. Jeb, hands down, is probably the most hyperactive kid anyone in this room has ever seen, and probably that you've ever seen too, but yet he will sit still to listen to this story just like on edge, like you can hear a pin drop. He's so glued to the plot. So
now the other question.
So keep writing.
Okay,
Brandon.
One other thing. Where can people get the book?
We have an online web store. It's called KylanCorner.com. If you're interested, that's where the books are sold. They have a paper copy on Amazon. It's not as good of a quality. This is actually
this is a hardback.
Hardbound.
They can't hear you, Brandon.
What's that?
They're saying they can't hear. So is the volume turned all the way up on there? Brandon's not used to being born into a loud family like us. All of us are used to having to speak over each other. Brandon is
You found
still
my
so
website?
polite that he won't interrupt, so he
No.
takes his turn and
Why
he's
don't we
quiet.
make a link to go
Okay.
to
Michael, we have a question for you. How is nursing school going? So you can kind of tell them how COVID affected all that.
I have amazing teachers. It's not been easy, but they have just really stayed on top of it, created online resources, kept us on track, and I go back to class starting this coming week. So it's going to be brand new, working with governor's orders and keeping on track, but we go back to class setting this coming week.
So she told me that she still feels like she does nothing but study because their workload has not decreased any. It's just been kind of switched to online. So whenever I call her and say, Michael, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm studying or I'm taking a test. So,
Somebody asked, was Chad a NASCAR driver?
That's an interesting.
No, but he drives like one.
No, I want to say Chad is probably one of the slowest, safest drivers in the family, and it's because of Aaron, I think, telling him, slow down. But, yeah, Zach and some
Happy
of my
birthday,
other
Carson.
boys
Thank
drive
you.
like that. Yes,
And
today
happy birthday
is
to
Carson's
Doug. It's Doug's birthday today. Okay.
Today is Carson's birthday, and Aaron got to take him to Parrot Mountain because our state, some things are opening up with some restricted rules. So they were very careful at Parrot Mountain. Of course, it's outdoor, which makes it a lot easier. But they had signs up everywhere telling people to stay, a certain distance apart. And they were very careful. You had to use hand sanitizer and all that,
the birds.
protective stuff. Protect ourselves too and others. But anyway,
I got a phone call going off.
They got to
Can't
go
do
to
it now.
Parrot Mountain, and we love the people at Parrot Mountain. We love Fletcher, his wife Isabel. They are just the greatest. So they hosted him with a big, huge birthday surprise party, and he turned
was great.
5.
With an ice cream cake and regular cake.
Yeah.
Okay, there was something else.
Okay.
On the show tonight.
On the show, not only is it a book signing, which that was your first time to ever get to do an event like that, which was kind of special for all of us. I mean, obviously, none of us have ever done anything like that, but Brandon got to read to some of the kids. It was kind of a last-minute plan, and it was so much fun. And we said after that, we want to do more of this.
We met some
If y'all
great
decide
people.
to go on tour, invite us to some of the places. We want to do
When
that.
you guys write your book, we'll
No.
do it.
I don't know about that, but
Ask them to write a book.
Oh, and also tonight, Aaron is going to get pampered by Chad.
yeah.
And as Chad begins to pamper, I think the kids follow suit. So that's a good
Well, I
example for us
believe-
dads to treat our wives with kindness, and our children will follow suit.
Every person has their own love language. If you've ever read the book by Gary Chapman called The 5 Languages of Love, everybody has their own kind of love language that speaks to them, and definitely Chad has learned the right buttons to push to make Aaron sing his praises. So
Okay, here's something. Don't forget to enter to win an autographed copy of Brandon's book, The Quest for Quentin, at
you can't say all that.
UPtv.com. I bet
There
you get
you
there
go,
that way.
UPtv.com.
UPtv.com.
Okay.
You can register to win a copy of the book. I'm telling you, you're going to love the book. It's really
Okay.
a great message.
One other thing on tonight's
What else?
show. So, Gil and I, since we got married, it's been really important for us to take time to do date nights, and we go
This is
out.
my favorite part
We
of the show.
try to go out every week on a date night. Of course, we haven't been doing that the regular way during COVID. We've had what we call car date nights.
Yeah, we just get in the car and go
Yeah.
drive out there, and
Yeah,
we're all by ourselves.
Yeah, we even
Got us a dinner to go and ate in the car.
we hooked up the computer on the little outlet there in the car. We had a transformer, whatever you call that.
Transformer.
We
no,
watched us a little movie together.
what is it
But
called?
anyway, in this particular show, we do dates a lot, but they're just like casual, last minute, kind of unplanned, like, hey, hon, you want to go out tonight?
Well,
It's a good night. We've got a babysitter. But in this particular show, Gil decided he wanted to do something that we don't do often, and that's make it really, really, really fancy, a very planned, special, just go all
dress
out.
up,
Date
go somewhere
night.
really nice.
So when the
Do
girls,
something special.
some of the girls heard about it, and they're like, Mom, we want to do your hair, we want to do your makeup, we want to pick your clothes, all that kind of stuff. So they decided to give me this makeover, which sometimes their idea of style is a little bit different
honey, you
than
look
my
good
idea of
all
style.
the time.
They try to help me. They do. They're like, Mom, you're in a rut. We need to get you out of it. But
no, she's not in a rut. She's
anyway,
perfect.
She's
perfect.
One question was, how is baby Layla?
How is baby Layla? Thank y'all for asking. So she has, if you've followed Carlin's YouTube channel, it's called The Stewart Fam. She just gave a recent update. You can go on there and see their most recent update where they tell about baby Layla. But just to sum it up, she kept turning blue, having these little breathing episodes. She went to the ER on several different occasions, called an ambulance out. Michael lives like a mile away, so Michael rushed over and actually got there before the ambulance and was able to kind of reassure Carlin that she's okay, because usually she'll, her color will come right back and she'll start breathing back. But after several visits to the doctor, they have kind of labeled it. She has a small hole in her heart, which they said is common, and they are very hopeful. They feel like it will close itself up before she turns 2. They said that's common for it to do that, to kind of heal itself. So that's what we're praying for. And they said they also think she's got a little bit of reflux issues that are causing the breathing episodes on top of that. So definitely, as a new mom for Carlin, it's scary. I was actually there during one of the episodes, and I'm a panicker. Michael will tell you she was my calm.
She can really scream. You don't believe what she can do when something happens. Michael was my calm when
she lived with us, and that's probably why she's so good going into nursing school, why it's such a good field for her. But she was my calm. I would panic and scream, and Michael would be like, I got this, Mom. All right, sit down. Let's assess this.
Now, Layla's doing well because yesterday they came by the house, and I had never heard her really cry. Let me tell you, that girl has got some lungs. She's like her mom, Carlin. She can scream.
I thought you were
so she's going to be a real singer one day or something. So I think she's pretty hyped up and ready to go.
Okay, so someone asked what is next for Katie since she graduated. So she was kind of in the same boat with Michael. She had already finished all of her, hands-on schooling, like all the lab work, but some of the hours she had to get, and she had to do that online, and she's finished with that now, but now she has to take the state board to be certified, and with all the COVID things, I think they're just kind of waiting on that to open back up. Our state has opened back up, but kind of on a limited basis. So she's waiting to schedule to take that board, and then she's going to talk about, what's next, going and maybe applying at some salons that are here local. So
I'm just trying to talk her into give me a haircut. This thing right here. But she locked all of her stuff up in the school, so I'm going to be like a hippie before this is over.
That's the alarm. We have 2 minutes. So y'all tell us some more about the book, and we got 2 minutes.
You don't want to miss tonight. I hope it'll encourage you husbands. I need to treat my wife with kindness like Chad treated Aaron. And also, you take her out on a date, and you can learn from Brandon and Michael. I'm telling you, these books are going to be life changers. And I think you can get it at Kylan. Is it called Kylan Corner? KylanCorner.com.
Okay, the funniest thing for me about the book was when Brandon gave us our first copy, and watching Gil read through it. Gil is so funny. He was just glued. He was like a big kid. Good things in here. He was like a big kid. So.
I ought to read you something. You don't believe it. I mean, I ought to read you something and let you see what happens when the bad guys start coming and what's going to happen. It is real.
I wanted Brandon to write a book because Mom read aloud to us every single day growing up, and that gave me such a love for reading and such a love for learning, and it really sparked my love for learning all through life. So hoping that can carry on.
Aaron was sharing a statistic the other day and said that they say that's one of the best things you can do with your children, not just for education and learning, but also for bonding family time. Just so many warm memories of sitting around, whether they're, little enough to sit in your lap or big enough to, gather around the floor, but kind of like what you did at the book signing when you were reading to the kids. Just
let me tell you, you get a good book, and it'll stop the teenagers and the 20-year-olds will stop and say, I want to hear what happens next.
Well, it's definitely one of my favorite memories.
All right, we're about out of time. Don't forget to go and what is it you got to do to figure out? Go to UPtv.com and learn how to win an autographed copy of the book. And
we do hope y'all enjoy tonight's show. There's a lot of just funny memories. Chad's trying to be the romantic husband, and
Oh, the man
you can
is.
kind of see what happens
All the rest
next.
of us are trying to learn how to
when
do
you're
it.
trying to be romantic and there's a lot of little toddlers around.
They're so
Things,
cute.
things change, but it's fun memories. Anyway, hope y'all enjoy the show tonight.
All
and
right.
Your little line you say every
No,
week.
this is the real thing. May God bless you and your family, and may God bless America.
For full episodes, scenes, and exclusive videos of Bringing Up Bates, go to uptv.com/Bates.